we're about to go somewhere out now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
Gentlemen, choose your weapon. We got a bat.
Ah, shit.
Who's going?
You got the AC control.
I mean, take a weapon. We can rotate them as you want, but sometimes I think it makes people feel powerful to just hold something that could drain the life from another man.
Well, being able to unsheath the sword is very nice.
The unsheathing is the best part.
I always
of the sword,
feel a bat
by far.
is a terrible weapon. It does not.
We were talking about this before.
So statistically speaking, you are safer with a bat than you are with a gun. And you're more likely to disarm somebody
with a bat.
You're more likely to catch bone with a fucking bat than you are with a gun. Unless you're like an aimed marksman, you're gonna miss people with a gun.
You can scare people off with a gun much easier than the bat, right?
It sounds like a study funded by Louisville Slugger.
It's kind of a
they sell bats in Britain and in the UK, and that's what like people buy them for.
Yeah, that's why
it's like the only
just
legal
to,
like home defense weapon they can
just at
get.
soccer hooligan fights.
Yeah, they sell bats like as if people are going to play baseball, and they like sell a good number of them, but a large portion of them are just. It's the only home defense weapon you can have.
One more reason why America is the greatest country in the world.
I love it.
One more reason.
Yeah, gotta love that. Every tiny interaction, I have a part of my brain that goes, "This person could have a gun."
Yeah.
Like,
they're a little mad. I hope they don't have a gun. Something that is easier to get than pretty much anything.
Should I have a gun based on my height?
But if you were going to be...
should he have a gun based on his height?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I'm outclassed most of the time if I have to go
I have pepper spray. I'm a big fan of the pepper spray. It's comforting.
Yeah.
It won't kill anybody.
You have pepper spray?
I do have pepper spray.
Yeah.
Dude.
What?
That's a lady's defense.
It's like poison. It's a woman's weapon.
It's a fucking lady's defense.
Well, this is not Street Fighter. We're just trying to not get hurt. Right?
Why is it a ladies' defense?
It's what ladies have pepper spray. Men have guns and
the only
knives.
time I've ever seen pepper spray used is by male police officers.
That's true.
If it's good enough.
To all the cops out there, my deepest, most sincere apologies.
No, pepper spray is it's like you're doing the least amount of harm to somebody. It's the most effective in stopping somebody. I saw somebody try to use a taser in a fight in Hollywood.
Wow.
And it was a good example of why tasers are a terrible defense weapon.
Was it one of those shoot two little strings?
No,
or was it like, let me
was
touch you
like,
with the thing? Okay,
so,
yeah.
And
a stab taser move?
She tried to hit him, and he like came in, and so she like kind of went over his back, and whatever it was just very much like, it's like, oh yeah, like a taser still requires like good
coordination,
like hand-eye coordination, whereas like pepper spray, I can in a terror just do a 360 spray everybody in the room.
Everybody will chill out on a 360 pep. Now, a sword, you could do a similar thing. You could just, if it was sharp enough, you could hold it out and just go quick rotation. You'll probably
you better trust like
you'll decapitate a couple people. But
maybe. I mean, it feels like that's
someone might just take the sword from you also,
or they might have a gun. Yeah. I mean, all this.
Well,
is
then you're making
gun.
my argument for the gun. Also, if you had to choose, if you were going to be killed by an assailant, sword, gun, or bat, obvious answers. Gun.
Well, does the person like me or not? Because if they like me,
I think it's where am I getting hit? It's between gun and bat for me, but I want to know what I'm getting.
You're
hit
either going to be shot to death, beaten to death, or stabbed to death.
Well, am I getting shot in
the head?
In
the
head?
Would be nice. That would be the best, right?
Even if you're getting shot 3 times in the chest and bleeding out over the course of a minute, that's way better than being stabbed by a sword.
No, I'm not. The sword is out. I'm saying like I don't know about you, Aalap. I would take, if you're like, I'm getting shot in like the stomach and I bleed out, or I get beaten to death with a bat, but the first hit is to my head, basically knocking me unconscious. Then like I'd rather have that.
Yeah, well,
I guess it depends. Yeah,
if they're just trying to kill you, that's fine. If they're trying to hurt you, that's different.
Like there's, you can get shot in a way where it takes like a full day to
like a nice sniper bullet. You don't even know what's happening. You're just dead.
That's the best.
Yeah, but you stay alive for like a whole 30 minutes
seconds.
after. I think it's longer than that. I think
you're
alive.
shot in the head?
When you're shot in the head,
Supposedly they did a study when they chopped a head off that
you live for another 4
that
years.
person was supposed to blink when they fell. And they lived for 4 years.
Hey, do you want to participate in this study where we really
did.
head off?
They had a prisoner who was going to get, and they said, "Would you be willing to do this?" So basically, like,
and he was like,
"Keep blinking,
no," and they were
blinking,
like,
and we'll know you're like alive.
But how can you know it's like a conscious blink? You know, like it's not just nerves firing.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I also, to me, I would imagine he's just like you know, yeah.
but he just kept blinking.
I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, this is
Can I
don't look things up on this podcast.
Can I ask a follow-up question? So
Yeah.
I ask this to people sometimes, like my family and stuff. Do you want to die in your sleep or do you want to be awake when you die? I think it's better to be awake because you only get to live one time. So you should experience a little bit of death. Like you don't want to just like be asleep and then just like be dead and not know it.
There's so many more elements that I'd be thinking about other than sleep or awake. I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know.
If you had to choose between being surrounded by your loved ones and dying,
Yeah.
or being murdered by your like nemesis, but knowing that like you had won in some other greater fashion, what would you take?
Like I
don't have a
finally,
nemesis.
I finally like get a Netflix special, and then when I'm
then you
done
die.
recording it,
Say
so
it.
I'm not going to say a name, but
Who's the nemesis?
I'm not gonna say
I don't have a
Name
nemesis.
them. Name them.
But anyways, somebody who maybe we didn't like each other in a comedy community comes up and shoots me. I mean, that's a great way to go out. Real mic drop.
Yeah, that would be.
Like you have the mic and they shoot.
Yeah.
Well, no, like that movie. That movie, Single White Female. Is that what it's called?
I never saw a single.
Yes.
I think that's what it's called.
That's the one where the woman tries to like take over her identity, basically.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm saying the wrong movie then.
Okay.
The one where like the lady pretends to be drunk and dudes try to like date rape her.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting that.
fun watch.
Oh, Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman.
Young woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That's my phone. I gotta turn that
Just
on.
so you know, folks, we are recording in the year 1920 in Brooklyn.
Studebaker.
God damn it! That's gonna fuck up the.
We have to start again.
Still recording?
I think I memorized
Did it
all the
record
stuff I
any of
said.
that? Did it record that?
I don't know. I think it's.
Does it stay? It stopped recording? That's crazy that it would interrupt recordings.
Yeah, I know.
It seems like that would be the choice would be to.
I think you should insert a little animated film in between the cut.
I mean, this is recording again now.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this has been recording the whole time, so I'll probably just.
Have a black screen with some audio.
black
or something.
screen?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. It's probably gonna go off again in 10 minutes. 'Cause I didn't turn it off properly.
Is it an alarm?
It's an alarm. What time is it?
6:20.
6:30.
It's an alarm
6:30,
telling me to help Liz with dinner.
What are you guys gonna make?
I don't know. I make like 3 things.
Aalap, you cook a bunch too. No.
I mean, Betsy cooks, but I.
Yeah. I took
Yeah.
a swing there.
Yeah.
Didn't pay off.
It-
Here, you
you
take a
swing.
swing on me.
Okay.
Do you cook?
No, you got to remember. I said, Aalap, you cook a bunch. It turned out you didn't. Just try and everybody try one.
Well,
Make an assumption.
they have to come up naturally in conversation. So we'll be having a little.
You have a nemesis, right?
I do have a nemesis. Rob, you have a nemesis.
That's a swing.
I
When he
don't
has a
really
nemesis-
have a nemesis.
You have a nemesis.
No, I really don't. I have people that I would like to triumph over, but they would not.
Can we try to say your nemesis at the same time? Like, well, 3, 2, 1. We'll
I
bleep
don't
it
know.
out.
I don't know who his
No, 'cause
nemesis
no one
is.
will
I bet we'll
believe me
get-
no
I
matter
don't know
what I
his
say.
nemesis
No,
is.
don't say a name.
But I bet we'll
Maybe-
get it.
Well, maybe
They will
maybe
know
try
that-
it after the podcast, but I don't want like people.
What? They're gonna guess it?
I think you'd be enriching the nemesis relationship if you said it on the podcast.
And
right?
also the fact that
Who's your favorite booker in LA?
fuck you.
I don't get booked on anything, so I don't have a least favorite or most favorite booker.
You hate them all.
Yeah, I mean, I like them all. I love them all.
I love them.
I actually hate them all, and I say that I love them all. That's how you have to.
That's the Hollywood way.
This is what I was going to say before about, because we were talking about, before alarm went off before the podcast started. We were talking couples sleeping in separate beds now in 2023, 24, as if we're in the 1950s. And people are like into it.
Well, it's not like two beds next to each other like I Love Lucy. It's like we have a guest bedroom and then, sometimes I go sleep in there.
How often are you hitting up the guest bed?
So I sometimes wake up too early, and then it's hard for me to fall back asleep. So then I'll just like escape to the guest bed. So I don't know. It depends. Maybe out of a month, like 10 times.
I think it's pretty normal. I think people have been doing that forever. If you have Aalap money and can afford a second bedroom, then enjoy it. My wife and I have a couch and a bed, and one of us will go sleep on the couch sometimes because you just want to stay up later. So late,
This is what we do. We have separate sheets.
Yeah, well, you got to do that. You got to have separate
sheets.
Blankets.
I feel like that's
the you have to have your own blanket. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also like a funny, like kind of a bedtime ritual between us. It's fighting over the covers. Like we could easily resolve it. So it's clearly something we like slightly enjoy. It's like funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. We basically just think the other one. I think Meredith scrunches at the bottom of her feet, she
to create a little
she
cocoon.
creates like a triangle. Yeah. So then the blanket gets pulled off of my feet.
Right.
Yeah.
She says that I just am a like giant bear who like rolls all the covers on top of it. There's truth on both ends.
The real son of a bitch when it comes to our sleeping situation is our dog.
Yeah.
Because he just fucking comes in.
It is like scientifically proven one of the worst things you can do for your sleep is have a dog sleep in the bed with you.
Yeah, I know.
And I know because I had when I watched your dog, he slept in the bed and I was like, no. This lasted for one night, half a night. I immediately was just like, I'm sleeping on the couch.
It is cute.
So he sleeps on the bed and then you slept on the couch?
He's a 70-pound pit bull. It was like, I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
And the guilt, it's more of the guilt that he would have gotten off if I forced him, but he was very snuggly. He likes getting under covers. He's really, yeah.
Rob and Gordon are connected. They have like.
But my parents' dog who has passed away at this point, but he slept in the crate in the room.
In the crate. Nice.
Yeah. And that was just like, that was his bed. And that's how he saw as his bed. He just was, it's like you can train them you can make their crate their private little spot.
You trick them to think it's not a prison,
Well, it is. I mean, the door is
It's not a prison. This is the crazy thing. He loves his crate. Yeah. Like he goes there when he's feeling tense or whatever. Like we never close it on him. He goes in on his own accord.
It's his room.
But like, it's hard to not just think of them like people. Like I'll do something for the dog and I'll be like, oh God, I would hate it if somebody did that to me. But for the dog, it's probably comforting. Like I do bits with him. Like I'll do like jokes, and Liz always has to be like, he doesn't get it. Like if you like all he understands.
Like give us an example of a bit that you would do with Gordon.
Like he'll do something wrong. I'll be like, Gordon, how dare you? Like
right, yeah.
But like Liz just goes, all he hears is your tone being raised, like he's done something wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Like he's confused and he has.
You can't use sarcasm with a dog.
Well, are you a good actor, so like he believes it, or are you just like
No. It's
tongue in cheek.
It's tongue in cheek, but like I think my voice betrays him. He probably thinks I'm upset. I don't know. Even when I'm like watching like football games, I feel bad because I just scream like a psycho. I'm like he can't be enjoying that. So now I'm trying.
I mean, Gordon is the chillest dog I've ever met. He does not. I can't imagine he gets affected by any of it.
He gets,
but he pays attention to what you're doing and what you're feeling.
Oh, we thought he was going to die a couple days ago. Did we tell you guys?
No.
Yeah, I did take him to the emergency vet at like midnight because he was like he was barfing and we thought he had bloat. You ever heard of bloat?
No, but
it's not good it kills dogs.
Okay.
It's when their stomach turns upside down, and then they fucking eat it. They die.
Oh my God.
And so we were like, does he have bloat? And then we called the vet and we're like, he's doing this and this. And they're like, bring him in now. We were like, oh my God. So we took him there. I don't know. I think he just gets sick from because we take him to the vet a couple days before, and they give him they knock him out. I think it makes him sick. It's like he's not reacting to medicine as he gets older.
Oh, that sucks.
So we just have to take him less. Or when we take him, they knock him out and they do everything to him. They clean out his asshole and they trim his nails and they scrub his teeth. And I mean, he's got to wake up and be like, what the fuck happened to me? It just feels like.
It'd be nice if there was a human version. They put you under and then they just it's like a spa and they just do all the spa stuff.
But wouldn't you enjoy the spa? The spa is enjoyable.
True. No, it'd be that for a human, but you're getting raped.
They have it.
You're having a bunch of things you don't want done to you.
I guess. You had a colonoscopy and
no, I have not. Am I missing the boat on this? Yeah,
it's great.
Okay,
Knocked out and you just fucking.
Have you had that yet?
Oh yeah,
I haven't had
wonderful.
that.
It might be.
I thought you've had an endoscopy,
but not when I'm awake.
Yeah, they knock you out.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't even feel
you
it.
thought I was saying I was awake during.
Well, they still have to do the thing where they go up your butthole when you turn 40. And they check to make sure you don't have fucking.
Well, that's prostate.
Yeah. Have you had that?
I have had that.
I have not had that.
Yeah,
I mean, you're awake for
I
that.
need to get that done.
Me probably pretty horny, depending on who's doing it.
Like an older man.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
No, it's a.
Does it feel good? I mean, I know it's weird to say
no,
it's a man's finger.
Good. It's one of those things where you're you can see how this is just not enjoyable for anybody involved. I mean, it's the same thing when you hear women talk about the gynecologist, where it's this is not.
Yeah.
This is not the environment where anybody could enjoy something, and it's so clear the doctor is not enjoying it. And it's just a necessary thing. It's very fast.
It's fast?
Very fast.
Yeah. How fast?
Not too fast though, right?
Pretty fast.
I mean, slow enough to enjoy it.
No. No, it's super uncomfortable and weird. And it's crazy that that's part of a normal medical procedure. That is
it's fingers
still,
up.
I think it's just one. I don't know. I don't think it's two.
He doesn't double up on
I don't
you?
think he does two.
Is it one knuck or two? I've always thought it was.
I think it's one. Felt like one.
Wouldn't it be nice in the future if robots can just do all that stuff so it's less...
I do not want.
I would be so terrified.
I do not want
a
robots fucking.
I'd be so does it understand the depth that it's going?
No, I only want a man's touch.
Yeah, I want a man's touch. No, they're coming out with they already have stuff for colon stuff where they don't have to do a colonoscopy.
That'd be good.
But there's I'm sure there's gonna be something for prostate that they won't have to do the thing.
Yeah. I kind of feel the way about my prostate check as I feel about pilots. I want grizzled vets.
You want a good doctor.
I don't want
you don't want to end up
noobs.
with
I don't want
prostate cancer because your doctor was nervous.
You sure you don't want the noobs because the noobs might know more about how planes work and stuff, you think the older guys are it's not like they're all Sullys, you know what I mean?
But a lot of them are. Your fly's open. It's good that I told you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably could have let it slide on the pod.
Whatever.
All right.
I'm talking about getting finger up my asshole. Oh my God, so embarrassed.
That's a good point. You don't think there's... You think Sullys are overrated?
I had a woman doctor who she did not do it, but she could have ended up being the one who was supposed to. Yeah. And that would have been really uncomfortable. Anytime I've had a female doctor, I've been way more uncomfortable than with men.
Yeah.
Especially because you get it's just crazy. It's just because you get older and doctors start getting younger. And then one day you walk in, your doctor is a 29-year-old woman and you're this just feels crazy.
What if she could fall in love with me and then it's going to become a whole thing.
I had a doctor who literally she could tell it on my face. And she goes, because I had to strip down for this thing. And she was just I'm a doctor. She said it in a way that was she could tell. She's get over it. I am a doctor. And I was yes.
That's good. That's good bedside manner.
Yeah, I mean, she did. It was great, but it was a moment of like, oh, it's just they're gonna get younger and younger. Like, I'm just gonna be like an old man one day, and you walk in, like, think about like an 80-year-old when they have like a 30-year-old doctor. Like, how crazy that must feel.
Yeah, that's got to feel weird. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's just like a little kid telling you.
There should be like a Tinder for doctors. Like, you're like, okay, I like this dermatologist. I don't like this one.
Yeah.
You know, but then guys would be creeps and just pick the attractive.
but you're actually right. Like, once you get to a certain age, it's like pilots, doctors, everybody's got like a prime.
Yeah.
And then you start to fucking wane off. And like, I'd say doctor prime, probably like once you hit like 60, I think you're on the tail end.
Yeah, I think 35 to maybe like late 50s.
Well, I don't know if I agree, because I've seen like specialists who it's like it is great when they're like in their 70s, because it's like they have seen everything and you can just tell it in the way they talk to you.
They've like,
well, you don't know when the little decline starts happening. You know what I mean? Like, when is that? You know?
Yeah. They're like, put leeches on it. I mean, stretch. No, man, you get. It's just like anything. When you get old, like you start fucking up. I mean, athletes hit their decline at 27, and then like next it's probably musicians. I would say singers probably hit their peak around like 35, 40. And then they start losing vocal quality.
Except for Jagger.
Except for Billy Joel.
Jagger
still
fucking
sounds great.
What?
He sucks.
Mick Jagger?
You heard new Rolling Stones?
I don't know. He seems like, for his age, he seems amazing.
I don't think of him
still
as
like
like
dancing
a great,
around.
He's not like a great singer.
Yeah.
He was never a great singer. Somebody was saying
so
that
he's just been consistently shitty. No, I'm saying
Shitty.
like not shitty. He's great. I'm sorry.
Rolling Stones.
All right. Sorry, Stones fans out there. No, I think Mick Jagger sucks, and I think it goes athletes, musicians, and then probably doctors are third.
What do you mean? Like
they're just like when they start to hit their peak.
Third? This is like an all-inclusive list of occupations.
And every single occupation.
Well, when do comedians start to decline? This is a hard question.
Oh, when they can't afford their health insurance or their therapy. I mean, that's usually when they go.
Or when they get the courage to
make money.
No, off themselves.
Oh, kill themselves. Yeah. Either way, they're not doing comedy anymore. Yeah. Dark, but true.
I think in terms of decline, there's like plenty of jobs that physically you decline really fast. Like
construction workers. They talk about it. Contractors, people being like, you know, cop.
Roofers, you gotta be on your knees all day.
And also like the percentage of roofers that get paralyzed is horrifying.
Because they
fall off the fucking roof. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, what's crazy?
It's like the two most dangerous jobs are the guys that fix the downed electrical lines, and fucking roofers.
I thought fishing was still the most dangerous.
I made up what I said. The second one,
but wasn't that the big thing?
That's why the TV show. Yeah,
the TV show was
fishing.
That
the Alaskan king crab shit where you're in the ocean.
I mean, they're basically like in.
Oh, you're talking like a deep sea ice fisherman?
Yeah, not fly fishing. He's talking about deep sea fishing.
The ice fisherman.
No, if you're like fucking fist fighting Merlin in the Arctic, yes, but like just regular ass fishing, I think you're fine.
Yeah, obviously.
You're talking like the dudes that are like hanging over the fucking bow of a ship.
That shit's
it's probably terrifying. Like guys who work in like diamond mines and like salt mines in Africa and shit.
Definitely mines.
We probably don't have good stats on that.
Definitely.
I'm sure they're dying more than construction workers.
If you're going outside of America, you're going to get some
I'm talking good old fashioned American job death.
Yeah. There's definitely somewhere in some country where the job is literally they grind you into meat.
It's like the iPhone factory before they put the nets in.
Exactly.
That's outside the iPhone factory.
The children that made that phone where the alarm went off. That would be a tough one.
You know, they also put those nets in like Ivy League schools, like in Cornell. People were jumping off that big suspension bridge that's really famous. So they put a net. You can't even kill yourself in college anymore.
There's no chance that
what happened to this country?
They got solved.
Can we say something?
Okay.
There's nobody that's ever jumped onto one of those nets just for the fun of bouncing back.
I'm sure somebody has.
I mean,
now, yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't bounce back. It's not like a circus.
Like a trampoline.
You get stuck down there. Somebody has to come get you forward
and just
I don't think you can like easily get out. It's not like a
It's like a caught net.
Yeah, I think the idea is it catches you.
Catches you, so you don't die.
I thought you would like bounce up and you'd do like a flip, like
I think bouncing would be the opposite.
like I thought you'd jump out and it bounces you. I literally thought it bounces you back to your job.
They turned it into a trampoline park. Yeah,
like it's exact equal reaction. Like you just go back to the table and solder some more iPhones together for us.
Ugh. Let's let that sit.
Wait, what?
It's a bummer. This is a bummer, this conversation. It's raining.
It's raining.
Talking about suicide at iPhone factories. Hey, Rob, I have an Android, so I'm not. My hands are clean.
Yeah.
Rob, well, they make those with fucking good feelings? What are you talking about? kids die making those too, right?
Androids? No.
Where do they make
They're made
Androids?
in America.
Really?
No.
You have to make them yourself. This was iPhone people don't know. They send you the components, you do it yourself. So
build a droid. No, I mean I'm assuming Androids are just as terrible as iPhones. They're just less popular.
I think any electronic is pretty.
Yeah,
it's not a great industry.
Yeah, I mean anything that you're like, wow, how can this amazing thing? How can I afford this? It's probably just like a lot.
If you type in like headphones on
human
Amazon,
suffering.
anytime I see that amount of headphones on Amazon,
like
I'm like,
$8.
God, yeah. I have like Bluetooth headphones I bought for like $17.
Yeah, I have a couple pairs of those.
And I'm just like, this is insane.
I want to get some over the ears headphones. You know, it's a full thing.
Yeah,
yeah, because I want people to know my music is really good.
Well, you just take the in-ear ones.
I feel like that's a young person move. I can't wear those big ones.
Oh, the big ones?
Yeah, I like the in-ear pods.
Well, I have good ones now that loop behind my ear and they're like iPod. They're like pods, but they hold on because the pods slip out of my ears. Is this good content?
This is great good content. Great good. No, I like.
Great good.
I used to like him in New York with the over the ears because they would get cold and then they would act as if.
Yeah, I wore the over ears.
Yeah, those are nice.
New York, that was nice.
Part of me is paranoid and feeling like I shouldn't be wearing earbuds all the time when I'm just walking around. Because if I was a criminal, it'd just be like, okay, like this person doesn't know what's going on right now.
That was definitely like something in New York, especially that they.
I always thought of that as like a deterrent because I would put one earbud in, one earbud out, so I could pretend like I'm not paying attention, but in actuality, I don't have music playing and I'm listening to what's going on.
Yeah, well, I would keep them both in and then turn the music off sometimes when things started to get a little spicy on the subway.
Yeah.
You know?
Where did you live in when you were in New York?
Mostly like in Queens and Astoria.
Okay,
like
that's where I was too.
Yeah.
What stop in Astoria were you?
Was the last one and then the second to last one. What were those two?
Ditmars?
Yeah, Ditmars for a little while. And then
Astoria Boulevard.
Astoria Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a really good place called Petey's. It's like a burger shop that was right off the...
I'm a vegetarian, so I didn't...
How long have you been a vegetarian?
43 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Always, yeah.
You were raised in
my whole family, yeah. I was born in India, so a lot of people are just vegetarians there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You said that like you knew that.
I have the vaccine scar. So if you were born in India at a certain time, I don't know if it's still like this, but there's a certain vaccine that you get that leaves a little scar. So if you could tell people who were born in India.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it a vaccine for?
It's probably like MMR, like measles, mumps, and rubella or something. Yeah. It's probably,
okay.
or it might be other stuff. Because it's like an old school vaccine that leaves like a little...
one of those, like the powered injection ones?
Well, they give it to you with a knife.
They breed special cobras and then a cobra bites you. No, it just leaves a little scar. Like it's a little circular scar. I think you could see it, right? Can you see it?
That's not little.
It's not little, but... See that?
For a vaccine.
Oh, shit. Look at that. Looks like a fucking cigar got put out on your arm.
Yeah, it does look like a little cigar burn.
I got one right here.
How the fuck is that?
I got that one right there, but that's from a cigarette being put out on my arm.
Jesus,
put that out?
good hunting shit.
One of my friends.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Just we called them friendship scars. It's dumb.
Friendship scars.
I'm probably gonna cut this out. We used to burn ourselves with cigarettes and be like, "My dad sucks." Just fucking let it rip.
There were people on the football team who branded themselves with their number in high school.
Branded themselves.
Yeah, they made like little.
Yeah, like the.
Where do you? So you have to Who's making these brands?
Oh, they're not like it was like made out of like a paper clip. They
okay.
made their numbers out of paper clips, then like heated them up and fucking branded themselves.
Nice.
It is so stupid.
You don't think that's cool?
I didn't think it was cool then. I didn't do it. I was like, I'm checking out. This
Pull
is
up your
definitely
sleeve.
not
Let me.
cool.
You're like, yeah,
It just says I'm gay.
What was your number?
Kicker.
I don't remember my number. I had 2 numbers.
That's why you brand it.
Yeah.
You can remember.
That's
yeah.
that's the real.
I was a
utility.
lineman, so it's not. You don't get good numbers when you're on the line. It's
50
like 63 or something. You know.
63 is yeah, you're right. Lineman numbers suck.
Yeah.
I don't like that now. Football, you can just pick any number. The
What
center.
did it used to be?
The center can be number 8. It's just dumb.
Yeah, that's not the way it's.
Are there certain like sections that are like reserved for linemen, like 50 to 70 or something?
Linemen would be 50s and 60s,
Okay.
maybe 70s.
Tight ends are always like 80s.
80s. Receivers, tight ends are 80s. Backs are 20s and 30s. Quarterbacks are
single
0 to 20, 0 to 19. Yeah, it's just like a little more order.
Yeah,
But now it's like it looks like college. It looks like college.
Now everybody can be whatever they want.
It sucks.
Suicide nets, whatever number you want.
What is this world?
It's going to turn into the next Dave Chappelle
They
special.
really have suicide nets at big colleges now.
Yeah, at least at Cornell they do, because they had the highest suicide rate. Like, people love to kill themselves in those high pressure situations.
Did you go to Cornell?
No, I visited in there. I walked on that bridge, when I was applying to colleges. And
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Rutgers, good old Rutgers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Rutgers,
Nice.
Scarlet
awesome.
Knights.
Nice, cheap, $14,000 a year.
Were you chopping wood?
That's a state.
does
It's
that
a
mean?
state school.
It was a
right?
state school, yeah.
$14,000 a year for a state.
Yeah, and I had like some scholarships and some federal whatever.
Did you get my chopping wood
No,
reference?
what does that mean?
The football coach at Rutgers says we're chopping wood. That's like their phrase at Rutgers.
Okay,
We're
no, I
chopping
never-
wood.
Did you ever go to Rutgers games?
No, they were terrible. I mean, I don't know if they're good now, but they're not that great back then.
They're definitely much better now.
They probably are much
They're better
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I should have gone to a big school
Where'd you go?
because I love football.
but you can still. You just should go to USC games.
I don't like USC.
You should start liking.
I think I'm going to start rooting for San Jose State.
You can't go to the games.
I can go to the games. They're like 5 hours away.
5 hours
You can go-
away.
you can
Just
go
go
to-
somewhere close.
You can go to USC or UCLA.
I think convenience is big. Like it should be above loyalty. Like in
Convenience?
Terms of, yeah.
You and I are on the same page about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We are not on the same page.
Yeah.
We're on different
You're
pages.
trying to enjoy a football game, right? You want to be part of the whole thing. Like,
USC
Yeah.
games are so fun. They're great. You should definitely go.
I just don't like the lore of USC. It's hard for me to root for these big
Have
schools.
you ever
does the
been
lore
on
mean?
a big campus?
Yeah.
Where have you been? What?
USC. I've went to USC. We went to go see a Rams game there.
The
At the
Coliseum.
Rams
But you got to
Coliseum.
go to USC on game day, and it's cool. It feels like you're at a big school campus. I mean, that's what it is.
too many young people. I wouldn't want to be in a crowd of that many young.
Not a lot of young people.
No,
There's
it's
a lot
not.
of older
Okay. It's
people.
a lot
Yeah,
of
A lot of old people who went to USC.
yeah, it's fun.
And a bunch of posers from
Like
the
me.
from the East Coast
Yeah.
pretending like they are part of it, and we're not.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to just be unhappy your whole life if you move to a different city?
No, you start going. That's why you start traveling 5 hours to San Jose State
Like
games.
I
They need
can only,
fans.
so the only college games I can go to are I have to fly back to Tallahassee, Florida, to go to Florida State games.
You should care about Florida State more. You went there.
I do care about
Florida State will
but
go
they're not-
undefeated. I'm
I
like,
was
hey man,
never-
how about Florida State? And he'll be like, huh? I'll be
No,
like,
I'm
they're
not like,
fucking
huh?
undefeated right now.
I think it's like, you know how people convert religions when they get married? It's like that, I think. If you
No,
move
it's just
somewhere,
like
you should be like, okay, this is my team
I like
now.
Florida State,
you
but
know?
it was just like college football in general is not as important to me as the NFL. And if I like college
Yeah.
football, it's because I can go to games. So it's
When we have a kid, they have to go to a big. When you and I leave our partners, become gay, and
where are you going to make your kids go to school?
a big
USC,
school,
yeah.
Probably go to USC
probably
or
Rutgers,
UCLA.
probably Rutgers.
Rutgers. I can get them a legacy.
I'm probably not. We're probably not going to raise our kids in LA, Rob.
You're gonna raise them in Maryland. They go to Maryland.
I know. Terps. They'll be Terps.
Yeah.
Or Cavaliers.
Cavaliers. Yeah, you got some
Or
good schools
Hokies.
to choose from there. Sports.
They can't
schools.
go to my college though.
No.
My college won the Division III championship in basketball last year, and the YouTube video has like 500 views. It's like all the parents of the players being like, "Good job, boys." Like
Makes you sad.
It's Division III. Nobody cares.
Some people do.
How deep is your caring supposed to go? Like, you have to get through Division II, care about that, and then you don't have that much caring left.
There's not enough caring at Division III. I mean, they're not even on scholarships. It's just like they're just playing.
They're real students.
I know. Who fucking cares about them? I mean, they're not. That's not fun. I want to see guys that are like basically already in the pros.
No, I think it's more fun to see guys who are never meeting the pros like doing their best.
I like watching, I like watching lower division sports. It is fun to watch that competitiveness. I mean, college is basically the NFL now. I mean, now they straight up get money.
I know.
So it's like
they make you can make like $100,000 as like a fucking tackle at Indiana University.
They showed,
from Instagram? How do they make money?
No, they're like allowed to market like the
they have products. They sell products,
and sell like jerseys and stuff. Like, I was watching a thing where they were showing like the different lives based on what division or what conference you're in. It was like, the people who are in the conference that could make money are like living in like penthouses, and like driving sports cars, and then like if you're in one that didn't, like those conferences are fucked. Why would you go anywhere except for the places you could make millions?
All those things are going to separate. Like eventually, there's going to be like one league in college football that is basically like the NFL, and then there's going to be like the lower tier schools that can't compete, and they'll have to there'll be a Division IV. My division, the college I was in, will become even less important.
How many divisions would they need for you to still be able to play sometimes?
The best 12, 13? The best is the British. Because I've been watching Welcome to Wrexham.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked about this, but it's they have
like many leagues.
You can start a men's club, and it can turn into it could technically turn in to
a Premier League team.
It's pretty badass.
Decades. It's pretty amazing. So it'd be the idea that like you just get together a group of friends, enter
like the three of us like somehow defeat Arsenal, and then we become.
The point is like the three of us defeat town over, and then slowly you win that, and you move up to now you're in the counties or whatever. But you're like the ultimate is there are teams that like started as men's or women's clubs and then actually made it into paid professional. But that's years.
There's also
at that point you've been recruiting and you've been building this thing.
There's a couple requirements if you're going to do it. Like one thing is half of your town has to have been burnt alive underground in Europe somewhere, and then you get to move. But that is also part of it.
That's part of it. Have you watched Welcome to Wrexham?
Yeah, I haven't watched the new season, but
sorry, I ruined it for you. Spoiler alert:
there's not many.
Half the town burns underground in 1910.
I think
the most horrifying death you could imagine.
First season, anyway, right? Don't they? No?
I think they do.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's the worst death I could even imagine would be to be underground, like a mile underground, burning alive in oil.
Yeah, I just want to point out Eric is the one who brought it back to the.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just kidding.
I was going to ask,
but it's also really uplifting and fun.
It's a really fun show that is mostly not about.
Wouldn't it be nice if comedy had a system like that where you could okay, we're going to do like a 3-on-3 comedy contest. We're going to work our way up to the.
I mean, it used to, and then I don't know, it fell apart. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah, Rob said you at one point he went Aalap money, like you're wealthy.
Well, I was pretty broke until maybe 5 years ago.
Hey, Aalap is not.
I'm not wealthy.
I was joking about him having a.
Well, because we also have a 3-bedroom apartment between the two of us, so it's not like Aalap money.
Yeah. No. I'm newly rich. I'm newly rich. No. I'm serious.
Yeah, I know you are not
because you got married or something. What do you mean?
No,
he had a good quarter at his companies. He's telling the entire world. I started trying at my
job, and I'm doing less comedy, and I'm fucking crushing it. And I'm a rich guy. I don't want it to change me too much.
But you're announcing it on
the podcast. Well, they say
come at him. He has a sword. He's not scared.
There is fucking try me, you poor fucking pieces of shit.
Go.
No, I won't say how much money I have in my bank account. I mean, it's not a lot.
You want to.
How many commas?
I do want. I do want
commas?
to.
Well, don't you think you
No,
should put
one comma.
Invest it? Well, a lot of people have one comma. I have one comma as well.
Yeah, I have like $15,000. It's not that much. But no, it's like awesome.
That's a great amount of money.
I've never had that much.
I do not have that, so that is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. There was one point in New York where I had it where I was booking commercials, but then it went away because I was like, hey, I'll just teach more improv now. So that obviously went away.
I had one job where I was doing well and was actually having savings, and then I left that to pursue because I got a TV writing job out here.
Oh, nice. Wow.
And then, constantly lament leaving that job.
Can't you go back?
No, definitely not.
No? Okay.
No, it's hard to go back to a place where you're like, I'm leaving for Hollywood. They
wouldn't have you back?
I mean, now, definitely not.
Why not? Were you good?
I was good at the job 8 years ago or whatever.
It's probably the same job.
No,
like,
they're doing really well. They definitely not.
It's not an ex-girlfriend. It's a fucking company. Like, if they have an opening, you could probably go back.
But you left the job to go to Hollywood. They're not going to just forget that. They're going to be like, we did give you the job.
No, I think they appreciate. They probably
they'd be like, thanks for telling us.
He's still doing it. He's like, he still needs money. They understand.
Yeah.
Did you burn bridges on the
I
way
did
out?
not burn bridges.
Did you
I
leave
just think it would be like, I would have to move back to New York.
Oh, so you can't do it remotely. Okay.
No.
Acme Suicide Net Manufacturing, wasn't it? Yes, that's
yeah,
what
they're doing real well.
Did you light a bag of your own shit on fire and slam it down on your boss's desk and scream LA at the top of your lungs?
No, I left in. I thought I was like, well, maybe I could come back if it was someday.
What did they say?
I think it was I think if you leave a job,
it's like Good Will Hunting. They were like, I hope I knock on that door.
No, the point is that you guys forget.
They Afflecked you.
Well, you forget that once a company knows that this is not something you're trying to grow with, they don't want you to be part of that company. Like if it's a good position, it's generally a position that they want you to stick around and grow.
But there's managers who are like mature people who can understand that people have
hiring managers for sure.
Totally. Yeah. But I think they'd also be the type of intelligent person who'd be like, why would I hire you? You clearly have other pursuits that.
Yeah, but you're assuming that they feel that way. They might not feel that way. They might look at it the way like I don't know, some of my friends from college look at it where they're like, you do comedy? That's so cool, man. Like a lot of people really like.
Who's the friends who actually say that?
I
want you to say it on the podcast because I know they don't. Not one of your friends is that's so cool.
No, nobody
man.
said it like that. Nobody said it like a
but people
OP.
secretly pine
this
for
how
this
people
kind of
said
life.
It to you. This is exactly how they said it to you. They go, "You still doing that comedy thing?
You still doing that? How old are you? That one.
How's that going, man?
How's that going? Yeah.
There's a lot of guys with nice houses and cars and families who are wishing that they could do stand up.
It is
that's what we tell ourselves.
I'm
true. I have friends. This is true, Rob.
Yeah. It's true.
Not that they would trade it all in, but part of them is like the grass is greener kind of thing. They have that feeling.
I think people would be impressed. What I've been told is people are impressed when anybody said anything nice about it who I've known for a long time. It's impressive that you've continued to follow this dream. That's something that I think people do wish they did more of. But I'm not sitting there telling them the reality of it, being like, there's no money. The industry is crumbling. This is not
right.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I think you're right, but I don't think you're giving enough credence to the fact that if people watched you go on stage for 20 minutes and crush in front of 150 people at a club, they would be very impressed and also very envious of that. That is not a normal
No, you're totally right.
skill. And then obviously they have money and a family and all that shit.
Well, yeah, they see me on stage like, great job, and cut to me like, I don't know.
Yeah, blowing somebody for a ride home. Yelling at the manager that you thought you had nachos included with your fucking...
Yeah, what do you mean you charged me for fucking nachos?
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to make money, but doing comedy. But now, like I said, now I'm wealthy, so it's different. It's just a different
What's
life.
it like to be a 15,000-aire?
I mean, it's crazy. I have a list of things in my phone that I want to buy.
What's number one?
A minor league baseball team.
Right.
I'm working up to it.
How far down is it? Like quadruple A?
It's got to be pretty
7
low.
A's?
I mean, we're going low in divisions.
5 B's?
Do you have the team? Which team would you want?
A triple B team.
Whichever one's selling itself for $15,000.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'd have to.
All right, what's number 2?
The
Let's go through the
Saskatchewan
list.
jerk-offs.
I want to hear the list.
We could probably buy a race dog.
I said I wanted to buy more albums.
You could probably buy a race dog.
Yeah,
The
like a low-level
saddest-
like a greyhound.
Greyhound, yeah.
One of the I'm like
could be-
ashamed.
you could be
One of the
sports
things I'm ashamed to admit is I did go to the dog racetrack one time
And shoot one of the dogs. I'd be ashamed.
Honestly, that would be like kinder than betting on it.
You just sniper every single dog and go, for you guys.
It's got to be top 10 saddest places in America is a dog racetrack.
What
Yeah.
else is in the top 10?
I mean, obviously a bunch of abandoned stuff, but like, let's say active stuff. Top 10 saddest active places.
I mean, this podcast is one of them.
No. I've been on much worse podcasts.
I've been to
Name those.
Oh, there
Top
was a guy
10 worst podcasts
that
you've been
Aalap
on.
has been on.
It's more fun than
great.
sad dog races.
There was a guy in New York, and I did his podcast. I forget his name, but I was like immediately regretting it, and I was like, can you not release this podcast?
You said that?
Or something. I don't know if he still did. I don't remember, but he had had his bedroom set up as a big podcast studio, and he had like, I don't know, it was just like very cringy at all of it. I didn't know what I was walking into, but it was pretty sad.
It's funny because they like the mentality is like, can you delete that? I don't want anybody listening to that. It's like, dude,
No one's gonna listen.
no one's
to
gonna
it.
listen.
Yeah. But I don't want
for a
to see
while
it
I thought
myself.
that way, and then I was like, yeah, no one's gonna. And then like Eric and I had a great epiphany where we were like, God forbid I'm ashamed of something because so many people listen to it. How amazing it would be.
Oh no, I
to
have
be
to
like embarrassed.
I have to explain to the masses
Yeah.
the thing that they all took in,
Yeah.
and why I did it. No, you're pretty free here. Once you get like 45 minutes into this podcast, I mean, I'm not saying do it, but like
those first 45 minutes. Oh.
The sponsors want you to do at least 45 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, he's saying.
I'm saying the listener drop off. By the time you get 45 minutes in, you start dropping. You can start dropping.
is this a
Ns
live
if you
In
want
45
to.
minutes, and you can talk directly to Christian Hellwig. That's basically.
Talk to my brother. You can pledge
Wait, I
allegiance
don't know
to the
anything about
devil.
your
Probably
brother.
JJ.
Oh, he's the only one listening?
People in
JJ
Eric's
doesn't.
personal.
No.
No, JJ.
Nah.
Ever since you changed the theme song.
I wonder. I don't think he listened to the original because he's not a big sports guy. And my friend JJ was in a band and he made the original theme.
Was it a
song.
sports podcast?
This was a sports
originally?
podcast originally, but now it's this, whatever this is. But it used to be a podcast about backup quarterbacks.
Oh, interesting. Backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea.
I think
That's
one of
not
the
a bad
top 10
idea.
saddest places I've been is in.
I just realized you're probably cut off from the camera, leaning back so far. Scooch in a little bit.
Get in there. Get in the frame.
It's probably
Sorry,
half.
folks.
It's probably half your face. The whole fuck.
That pink mound is really funny.
I'll superimpose your face over your belly.
Oh, I have a good one for top 10 saddest places, but you go first.
Well, top 10 saddest places. I was in. Upstate New York has a lot of them. There's something about upstate New York that can be real sad. And I've seen like, every once in a while, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you see the gas station that also has like cooked food in it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like
it can be
clear
cool,
that it's
yeah.
just like, this is such a empty place that like, this is the one like fast food place they have is this. Yeah. What's yours?
I went to a diner on Route 66 driving out to do a show in Arizona. And it was like the signs for the diner were like best Philly cheesesteak, like best hamburger. I was like, oh man, this is like a cool, because I love Route 66. It's like that abandoned highway. And some places are really cool. And then as soon as I walk in, I was like, oh fuck. Like the chef is seating people and he's gross looking. And the food like smelled bad when it was delivered. Like did you cook this in ball grease? Like, what the fuck? And I remember taking a bite and just going like, yeah, man. Like, I've never done that thing where I just throw money on the table and walk out.
I've done that. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. When you have that moment where you go, this isn't worth it. Like, I don't need to prove anything anyway. Like, I'll just give him, like, I fucked up. I'll give you my money and congrats. You tricked me.
That really is what it felt like. It's like
I should say that's from one of my jokes.
Okay.
So
you tricked me?
Yeah. When I talk about how we used to, the thing I miss about before cell phones was that we used to go to restaurants that way.
Right. Yeah.
It was just like, oh, that looks nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to roll the dice a lot more before cell phones.
You know, me and Liz did that the other day. We like got in the car and we were just, let's just fucking drive and see something and eat there. And we went to like a Mexican seafood place.
It's good.
Wow.
She loved it. I thought it tasted like shit. And I was like, she was like, no, this is authentic Mexican food. I was like, I'm Mexican. This is not good. Like, this is bad food. But she loved it. I was like, we can't.
Where was it?
I'm not gonna fucking blow them up. But they're in North Hollywood. Yeah. It's that place that has.
You don't want Christian to hear about it.
I don't remember the name, asshole.
Where is it?
It's like very close. It's like less than a mile away from here. It's got like, they have like a taco place and then a seafood place, and they own both. They're right next to each other.
And sometimes they spill some of the taco food.
I don't know.
And the guy who takes your order takes off his fake mustache, depending on which restaurant you're at, and then puts it back on when he's at the other one.
The most authentic part of it was like, it was very like Mexican kitschy type decorations. Like, it did remind me of like my grandmother's house, but then like the food was.
You're saying your grandmother's house was kitschy?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's like all I know one Mexican lady, and it's my grandmother. But I was saying, like, when we walked in, I was like, oh, this does feel like the type of decoration she would have up. But then the food, it was like the chips were not even fucking. They didn't make them. They're just like fucking store chips.
You gotta heat them up.
They were, dude.
You gotta heat them up, so at least we think you made them.
It was like cold store chips. I was like, this sucks.
You gotta heat
this
them up.
sucks.
Can I tell you how stupid I am? I didn't know that tortilla chips were just cut up tortillas that were fried.
Oh, that's brutal.
Until like maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
That's tough. I didn't know that cows were mammals until way too late in life. So
How late?
Late. Like,
What is what I want to know what else is on your money list.
What did I tell you so far?
Minor league baseball.
Well, like, what's like a real thing?
Minor league baseball. Well, that is. I really do want to do that. Minor league baseball team, but I gotta. I have to have a couple more good quarters before I'm there. I wanted to buy more albums because we bought like a record player, and all I have is one album that was gifted to me by a friend of the show, Mike Perkins. Who should we plug his show?
What do you mean?
He's headlining Flappers on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna go? No, you're not gonna go.
I'll be there.
You're
past minute 45.
You can count on me.
Yeah, I'm going. It'll be fun. What else was on that list?
I'll go for whoever. I'll go to see whoever opens for him, I guess.
Okay. What? You're just insulting Mike for no reason? What else was on there? I want to buy records.
Is this an actual list?
It's an actual list, but it's on my phone.
Okay. All right. Well,
I can't access it right now. There was other things on there.
Did you make this list before you had?
Oh, a French horn.
For your wife.
For my wife.
Oh, she plays French horn.
She plays French horn. They're really expensive.
Master French horn.
I thought it was just like some like poor hobo's dream to own a French horn.
That would be,
thing,
yeah.
Right?
Just as I'm dying, just play the music to Jurassic Park.
You're in the alleyway near like a symphony, and you see the French horn player walk by, and you're like, one day I'm gonna have one of those.
I just camp out outside, fucking Hans Zimmer's house with my French horn, try to earn my way into one of his orchestra sets.
Like it's a Shaolin temple where you just stand there until they let you in.
I can't play French horn, but apparently my wife was a little bit of a prodigy when she was younger. But she kind of gave it up. But every once in a while, she's like, I wish I had a French horn. So for like 8 years, I've been like, I'm going to buy her a French horn. Yeah, you know how much they fucking cost?
$5,000 probably.
Yeah, like a good one.
Really?
Even like a cheap, shitty French horn. Like it'll say shitty French horn.
Yeah.
$2,500 used. Because you also don't.
2,000
Yes.
used?
Can I suggest renting a French horn, see if she's into it, and then before you make the full
I'm not a big rent guy. I don't like renting shit. Then I gotta return it. Then I'm gonna forget to return it, and then all of a sudden I like owe as much as it would have cost. I just would rather buy it, and then if I don't like it, I'll have wasted my money.
You'll find it 20 years later in the garage.
And be like, hey,
God damn it!
This money's not going to last very long.
Remember when I thought I was going to play bass? I did buy a bass in college.
Really?
Yeah, I learned like 3 songs.
Which songs? Sublime songs, all 3?
No, I learned a brand new song. I learned a Taking Back Sunday, and probably the third one was like the Midtown. I'm sure you don't. Nobody knows that band.
Sucks that musical instruments are so hard to learn.
You think so?
I mean, it's like
bass is the easiest one.
Yeah,
bass,
but it was still too hard.
Not for me. I just got bored with it. I learned 3 songs. I was like learning how to read music as I was doing it and just memorizing it. Bass is not. You're not playing chords.
It was not too hard, but you quit.
Yeah, because I wasn't in a band. I just like thought it'd be cool to like know how to do it. It is. I'm not saying it's easy. But of all the instruments, it is definitely the easiest instrument.
I think it's got to be the kazoo.
Well, like a real instrument. I'm talking like one of fucking Arcade Fire's dudes, like instruments. I'm talking a real guitar, bass, drums, piano.
Every 3 years, I pick up the guitar again, start doing lessons, and then just stop.
Are you ever gonna bust out a fucking Wonderwall when we're hanging out at your house?
No. What would I play if I had to play a song?
And you got to sing it too.
If I got to sing it, I think I might be able to do Sweet Caroline.
That's not bad. Yeah. What about I'll learn keyboard.
You'll learn Sweet Caroline on the keyboard.
Yeah, and then you come in with the bass.
Come back with
that bass and a French horn.
Liz will come in with French horn.
Yeah. Change this to a music podcast.
Who plays drums that we know?
Well, yeah, you have your wife on the French horn.
Maxie can play drums.
Maxie Wittrick. She's actually good.
She actually is in a band.
It would be embarrassing for us to try to play with her. That would be.
That would
she'll
bum her
fucking
out.
do it. She was on our podcast. She was saying she wants to play music more. This is probably the opportunity.
That would bum her out. Playing
with us.
Yeah, like I'd be off tempo. All of us would be off tempo.
Right. I would have to really. I'd feel a lot of pressure to play up to her level.
It's mind blowing how bad I am at tempo. I really I really would have to practice that a ton. Like when I'm doing the guitar, like it like hurts my brain, which is not meant to be.
Yeah. Tempo just, you mean like
keeping a beat.
Oh yeah.
What was that one where he throws the thing at the guy?
Oh, Whiplash. That movie is so fucking good.
He's off tempo or something.
It's kind of like a monster movie. Like the way they shoot it, it's like fucking horror. But it's just this dude.
Yeah, you're waiting for something horrific to happen, and it never fully does. But it does. I love that movie.
Something horrific happens.
When?
What?
At the end.
What happens?
Spoil
it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, he gets in a fucking car accident and is covered in blood and then runs in and also he kicks him off the team. Remember?
Yeah, but the end of the movie is him fucking crushing it at Carnegie Hall.
You don't think that's scary when you realize that he set him up to fuck up the drums and he embarrasses him?
No, because in the end...
Wait, did he set him up to fail? I thought he was just being he's just one of those psychopaths who is abusive, but not...
Well, he sees his true talent. So the idea is that the movie basically the idea is you do get...
Abuse makes you good.
Abuse does make you good, and we have to reckon with that in society. And
I think all men secretly believe that, though.
Well, it's not that we believe it; it's that it is 100% true.
Okay. There's just so much evidence that it's true.
It's just that it's true for the people who are great. It's like a cheat code, but also for the people that maybe they just wanted to have more normal lives, it makes them sad.
The trade-off is not worth it.
It makes them sad forever.
There's 0.001% where it was it was worth it.
But hang on.
But even then, it's never worth it. You get brilliance, but the person is a monster.
You're just trading misery for a little bit of accomplishment.
Yeah, and they're just going to pass off.
But you're not giving it the full context. Yes. So we abuse every kid to see who's brilliant. 99% of the kids, they're just kind of sad
Sparta.
forever.
We're talking about Sparta. This is how Sparta operated.
Yeah. Then the one kid that's like, out of 100 that like, oh my God, this unlocks them. They become like a genius in some field that like develops something in their 40s that like, it's like a pill for depression that you give to the other 99 kids that got sad for the thing that made them brilliant.
Well, I don't think you need to do that for like science. You can have like scientists who just have happy lives and they do good science.
Probably. But also, for musicians, you have to be, you have to have the shit kicked out of you. I think that, are there any like happy musicians that are like, everything was great and then I made Beach House?
I think so, yeah.
I think there's a few that seem like they're actually happy. I always thought Bruce Springsteen, his songs are really sad, but I really think he seems legitimately happy.
What was his childhood like?
I don't know. He's always all his songs are about like how hard it was.
Well, every
in Jersey.
song,
Jersey sucks,
Jersey blue
but you love it,
collar.
but
It was rough,
every
you know?
song
out of there. Yeah.
Every song he sings, he sounds like he was one of the fucking boxcar children. I'm imagining Bruce Springsteen had a rough childhood.
Yeah, but then he just seems like he's living. He's happy.
I know he's happy, but he was also tortured.
I don't know if he was
tortured.
I'm not saying we should torture kids. I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of that pain creates good art. I don't think you can argue against the fact that
I'm trying to think who
is
seems
born
to have
from
had
pain.
a good childhood that is also a great artist.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, great.
Ben Stiller.
Great example.
Ben Stiller would be the best argument against my point. Rich parents are famous. Golden Spoon, also hilarious.
Jerry Seinfeld, right? That show was great. He didn't have a terrible childhood.
He doesn't seem like he had a terrible childhood.
Yeah.
I saw his house.
So does Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal seemed like he had a pretty, but it's hard to tell. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them had other things that.
Okay, now let's name all the artists with fucked up childhoods that were great.
I know there's a few.
Okay. We don't have to search our minds. It's everybody else. It's everybody except for Billy Crystal, Ben Stiller, and the three Jewish guys from fucking Long Island. Everybody else.
Is it because only really unhappy people are that motivated to like?
I think it's that. I think the proof is here. It's the same thing with sports. Like you look at who the best athletes are. And
coming out of the most desperate.
Well, I mean, some of them come from great athletes who, it's like Steph Curry, who had both a great childhood and is also the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Yeah.
So, like,
but Deion said that when he went to Colorado. He got in trouble for it, but it's just the truth. He was like,
I want my DNs to be
on
like,
welfare, hungry,
like no parents,
ghetto, And people were like, "Oh, you're not supposed to say that out loud." He's like, "That's what we all look for: quarterbacks, 2-parent home, like
quarterback, 2-parent home, good GPA, like happy childhood, like that's my quarterback. But my DN is like, this is the only thing stopping him from going to prison." It's like, all right, Deion, just.
Kicker was very good at soccer in high school.
Yeah. Although now they train. I mean, the people figured this out. They were like, kickers should be like, you should be training your kid to be a kicker. And so now they do that. There's these schools where you literally just go like, I'm just going to have my kid be a kicker. It's like a guaranteed way to get a good scholarship. Like,
what a miserable life. You just train as a kicker the whole time. It's like.
No, being a kicker would be fucking awesome.
The best.
I would love to be.
Listening. There's like a quarterback I heard talking about this D-back. He was talking about how he's like, these fucking kickers, man. He's like, we're busting our ass during practice. I look over. I was like, I think he's eating a sub. Like, what the fuck these guys do, man?
The funniest
they
is
practice for like half a second.
The funniest is like there's skinny kickers who are still in good shape. You can tell they work out. Maybe they are athletes in other sports. My favorite is fat kickers.
Are there a lot of fat kickers?
The famous one is
Janikowski.
Janikowski.
But if you watch college football, there's like fucking
Janikowski who's like he was like Swedish or like Polish.
I think he's from America.
He's from America? Okay.
Maybe Polish heritage. Janikowski sounds Polish. But if you go to college, there's fucking fatso kickers, and it's so awesome. You're like,
cool.
these
dudes. Did you see Ocho Cinco kick?
He's good.
He's really good.
Yeah, he could have been a kicker.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
You should try and be a kicker now. That'd be so fun.
Yeah. You ever tried to kick an extra point? Like measure it up, tee it up?
It's really hard.
I've
never been able to kick one. I've
it's
tried.
really
I'd
hard.
break my foot.
No, it's not that. It's less far than you think it would. It really is just like
getting height on it is hard.
Yeah.
Like
it looks doable when you're looking at it. You're like, yeah, that seems like, and then you just realize like the amount of like power. It's just
you don't have the power in your butt.
Power, control, form. Like you could tell like why it is like they pay them a lot of money for a reason. This is
look like if you take a screenshot of a kicker after they've kicked the ball, their knee is touching their nose. Like their leg has gone all. They've generated this power. If you took a screenshot of me after I kicked the ball, it's right there. That's how far my foot goes. Like they are still athletes. They're just like,
all right. You have to go back in time
thing.
now and train for one sport that you actually think you could.
So based on my physical abilities and body, right?
Okay. Like basically, you have to go back in time, and you're being told the only way you get to live into the future is if you succeed at any pro level of a sport. That may mean like semi-pro or something, but it still has to be
you have to make a paycheck doing it.
At some point, you get a paycheck for doing this sport. That's how good you have to get.
Oh boy!
So what's the sport?
Oh boy!
Choose.
Bowling. I'm decent at bowling without really trying that much. I bet if I just did nothing but focus on bowling.
You think you could become like that repetitive?
I was very good. You remember like that game where you like push the bowling ball and it has to go over the first hill,
but then not go
back over, and you win a big.
You could do that.
You win a big Speedy Gonzales at Six Flags. I won like 8 Speedy Gonzaleses the year that we had season tickets. I would win it like every time. Like, I was very good at that. I have good spatial awareness.
This is a hard one for me.
I feel like I tried a lot of the sports.
Can I tell you what the thing I would have loved to say is second base in baseball, but I'm fucking slow.
I was good at hitting baseballs, but what's really crazy is I was terrified of the ball.
Really?
Yeah. So when people would throw me the ball in baseball, I would get really scared, and when they were pitching at me, I'd get fucking scared because it just was like.
It's hard.
Well, yeah, and like I watched baseball, and you see like every once in a while, like some pitcher gets hit or somebody with the ball, and it's like that one guy who got his face half shattered. You're just like, there's something about that that's so much more gruesome. Even though I played football and actually got injured playing football, but it was like there's something so much more gruesome about a baseball to the face.
Well, the speed of it.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. Now that they have the batting helmets that come over, so you can't get hit in the face anymore, I think I could.
Yeah, but when you're playing, it's not that. It's for me, the fear was when I was in the outfield or when I was in the infield at all.
Oh, that's an insane.
There would be a line drive. I know. I don't know what it was like. It was just,
line drives. Yeah, fielding was fine. Getting pitched at is scary.
But I did get hit by a softball once. Pitching.
Yeah,
I pitched the softball. It came right off the bat. It hit me. And thank God I moved my forearm in the way, so it hit my forearm, but my whole forearm was just like black and blue.
My cousin was a pretty good baseball player, and he was playing shortstop, and the ball hit him in the face, and he picked up the ball and threw the guy out, but he had the laces were imprinted on his forehead where it hit him.
Yeah.
He's a tough motherfucker.
I think I would probably would have done something, that was like simple. That was like if you do like probably shot put or
I could see
disc.
a good shot put.
Yeah, like it was just like
discus.
all I have to do is practice this
like techniques.
I practice this
pole
every
vault.
day, and especially
not the pole vault.
Fucking first person ever to get impaled on the pole.
You wouldn't be the first. I saw a kid in high school.
Oh my God, really?
He didn't get impaled, but he got stuck like up there.
I saw there's a video of a guy getting over the thing, and then the pole is, normally they have it so the pole, as you do it, the pole kind of pushes and falls backwards. So you fly over and you land on the pad. Yeah. He went over and the pole came under and you can see it in the video. It clearly just taps his nuts.
That happened to my cousin.
It's like perfectly, which is like the funniest part because it's like you don't want him to actually. I mean, if he got fucking jammed on that would like destroy his fucking junk. But it was like it's just a perfect frame of just like bing, like perfectly nailed. And he's just landing. He's like, oh.
You still have to pretend do an Olympic presentation with your nuts on fire. It's fucking hilarious.
That happened to my cousin. That exact thing.
Oh, really?
He went up. So he and I tried pole vaulting. We were both on the track team together.
So you've done it? Have you been over the thing?
Yeah, but I was like probably the worst pole vaulter in the history.
Yeah, but still, that's really cool. I actually don't think.
I think I only cleared 7 feet.
Actually, Meredith's good friends with a collegiate pole vaulter.
Liz went to pole vaulting camp for a summer.
No, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Wow. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Is she like amazing at pole vaulting? Liz is always secretly amazing at
secretly
stuff.
Right now she's getting secretly good at ice skating.
I know.
She's been ice skating for months, and
That's
she's
amazing.
like doing jumps and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
To pick up something like doing jumps and ice skating as an adult.
As an adult, yeah. It always, whenever she's like leaving for ice skating, I'm like, where are you going? But she's been going for 6 months, but it always catches me off guard.
She's like a real athlete, it seems like.
I think
she has the mentality
of an athlete.
She should have pursued an athletic thing because she does have the right mentality for it. Like she does not like to lose. And
competitive, but also
super
like competitive with herself.
Like pushes herself. I could see her like practicing something and to trying to be the best at it.
Yeah, no. She also has asthma, so it needs to be one of those sports where you don't run that much.
Yeah. The skating works then, right? You can only like for 2 minutes. You got to hold.
You just got to take breaths. Man, you watch Tanya Harding. You watch the old Tanya Harding clips. Now I'm watching a lot of ice skating clips in my life, so I can speak pretty educatedly on a lot of the ice skaters from the 90s. But Tanya Harding fucking rules. That chick.
Not good enough, though.
What do you mean not good enough?
I mean, Nancy Kerrigan beat her.
No. Listen, there's fucking stuck-up judges stuck it to Harding because she had a little stank on her tits.
Well, so you just saw the movie.
Because she came from the park. She's like a trailer park, right?
Because she was doing heroin 5 seconds before the Olympics. No, she had a rough childhood. Yeah. Her mom.
Add to your theory there.
Her mom whipping knives at her, stuff like that. Created a great, but it's like what sucks about that sport is it's fucking subjective. Like that's one thing about sports that is very tough when it's like, it's not a number you get. It's not, like my sport, bowling, where it's how many pins you got down. It's like a fucking dude. It's like a gay dude and a lady who used to ice skate looking at you and going, that one. Like if that's the judgment of your sport, you're kind of fucked unless you can like appeal to the.
Yeah, but that's why it's amazing when somebody like rises above it and it's like they're clearly the better person.
But dude, nobody can rise above it because you really are going to watch Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding and be like, oh, that one's clearly better.
Yeah, you can see
They have some rules for how they judge. It's not like totally.
It's fucking.
And the announcers tell you, they'll be like, they were a little wobbly on that one, or they did, like.
Nah, I tell you what, it was fucking white trash.
There's so many sports where they need to have judges, like snowboarding, skateboarding, like anything where it's like diving, you're not. There's no like perfect way to measure.
Those shouldn't be sports, then maybe.
It should be more like.
It shouldn't be sports.
No, they're more like. If you
have to judge, then it shouldn't be sport.
It's like a hang.
It should be like who got to this first.
So then, how do you have like the best skateboarder or best snowboarder?
Here's the thing: if you don't snowboard down the mountain, who gets down first? That's a fucking sport.
I think it is a sport.
That is a sport.
So if you have to judge
who did it prettier is not a fucking sport.
If you have to judge, you want to watch the coolest version of snowboarding is not the race. The coolest version is the half pipe.
But that's performance art. Then it's not a sport anymore.
It's performance art.
So we're just like clapping them on. No winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like stand up. It's like, oh, like did you score the most laugh points? Like no, it's like
who wins the comedy festival?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whoever fucking brought more people to the stupid bar that you ran it at.
So do you think Shaun White is the best snowboarder?
Shaun White did amazing snow art, and we should all.
He's one of the greatest snowboard artists of all time.
Based on what?
Based on his accomplishments.
Based on my feelings that I looked at when I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
His tricks are more intricate, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing about Tony Hawk. If you compare Tony Hawk's skating, what did he do? Snowboarding, skateboarding, snowboarding. Yeah, skateboarding. Yeah. If you compare his skateboard moves to like guys now, or even guys like that were his contemporaries, or a couple years after him, I should say, they were all doing better tricks than him.
Yeah.
But he was just like, he had like a look and an aesthetic that kind of set him apart.
No, he did it the first 900 ever. Like, he's an incredible athlete.
He's a legendary skater.
Now they're doing it because he did it. It's like the same thing with like Michael Jordan and like Dominique Wilkins with dunking, where it's like they shifted how people play the game.
It's like the 4-minute mile. It's like one guy did it, and then
everybody
the next day, like 12 other people did it.
Yeah, because they gave the...
I think somebody needs to show this can be done. Until it's shown, everybody assumes it can't.
What are we talking about?
You said Tony Hawk was like not a good athlete or something?
No. And I'm saying because it's art, he can be the best one. Even though it's not a sport. It's not. I think we've kind of arrived at something.
So you would not watch any sports that require judging.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't watch it.
No, I think it for me, like, it takes away the sport part of it if you have to like a judge has to like say yes.
Yeah,
no. That's why I like boxing and stuff. I don't like this judge's decision. Nobody likes the judge's decision.
They should fight until someone's
dead.
knocked
out. Someone's like, I gotta stop.
Yeah. How is every boxing match not you go until someone is knocked out?
Because they want them to live.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able. You wouldn't be able to do like 50 fights in your career.
They used to.
Yeah,
and then people died.
But what would be wrong? Hang on, wait a second.
Yeah.
What would be wrong if they just have fewer fights?
They wouldn't make any money, and it's too damaging to them.
What do you mean fewer fights?
Like, you'd have one bad fight, and you wouldn't be able to fight ever again.
It's the one fight that kills you.
But people get knocked out a lot.
People get knocked out, but it's repeated blows to the head.
What percentage of boxing matches end in a knockout? Probably like 40%.
I have no idea.
This is a great podcast for making things.
We're totally...
just fucking have fun, boys. Just say whatever you would like to be true and send it out there.
Oh, I think 99% are all knockouts. I've only seen one boxing match ever that wasn't a knockout.
Yeah,
Tanya Harding versus
I feel like
celebrity boxing.
Yeah, actually,
kind of shouldn't be a sport. Maybe
what is?
Maybe I don't think boxing maybe should be a sport because it really is too. It's too brutal.
I love boxing.
I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's like...
Well, that's the thing what they say about MMA. It's like MMA is actually safer than boxing because you can... Getting choked out or submitting, obviously, is way safer than getting your head punched over and over again.
Yeah,
but boxing is such... To me, is like... I don't know. It's one of my favorite sports.
Yeah, the part of UFC boxing where someone's on the ground and the other guy is... taking his hammer fist and just knocking his head.
But they stop. They're good with the stoppages.
Dude, they're going with their fist and knocking their head like it's a fucking like it's a sock 'em bop 'em.
Yeah.
That's gotta be. My brother says this shit all the time. UFC is safer than boxing. No fucking way.
No, it is because there's lots of times where it's just a submission.
It is safer than boxing.
Well, here's the thing. It's safer depending on what happens. Because here's the other thing. Is that getting kicked in the head is definitely worse than getting punched in the head. When you see somebody get kicked in the head, you are like, oh, we are built to kill with our feet. Like, our legs are meant to destroy people.
I don't know, man. I've seen some fucking endings in UFC fights where I'm like, it is a million times worse than anything I've ever seen in boxing.
I'm not doing either of them. But I love boxing. I think it's a very simple and beautiful sport because it is just like it boils down to like these very specific styles and then you have people who just rise above it and are just it's an incredible thing to see Floyd Mayweather just go undefeated and just be able to basically slip everybody.
You know what they call it? The sweet science.
It is the sweet science. Yeah.
Sweet science. Guys, we're at time.
Wow, we really did it.
So I'm gonna.
Can I say my sports choice?
Oh yeah, what's your?
I think I would do either table tennis or gymnastics.
Table tennis would be amazing.
Yeah, because I'm decent at tennis, but I don't think I could play tennis at a high level because I'm too short. And
I mean, the table
really
tennis
rough.
is incredible. Those guys are incredible.
But I think
athletes.
I could, if I had really dedicated to that, I think I could do it.
It's like very surprisingly active when you watch like the the Olympics of it and or any of the high end table tennis, it's like these guys are in incredible shape. This is
you almost spilled this water.
Oh, sorry. Table tennis is a good call.
Thank you.
I agree with table tennis. That's fun. I'm not gonna.
I know. It just makes me uncomfortable.
It should. I won't do it again.
A sword at you. That should make you
when you hold the sword, that's how you tell people where they can find you.
Oh, okay.
On the internet. Right. So we'll start with Rob.
Yeah. You can find me at the Rob Stern, or just type in Rob Stern comedian or something into Google. You will find me.
Yeah, you can. No, there's a lot of Aalap Patels. Actually, don't do that. What is my Instagram? Oh, Aalap in your face.
Aalap in your face.
Aalap in your face. Great name.
Aalap in your face.
AALAP.
LAP.
All A's. AALAP.
Triple A. AALAP.
All up in your face.
In your face.
And then for you guys know where you can find me. You're already on the podcast at Erick Hellwig on social media. Tell your friends about the show. If you've listened this long, there's no reason to not be telling 8, 9, 10 friends about every episode you listen to.
Here.
You think I have 8, 9, 10 friends if they're listening this long?
No, I'm saying like you should tell like 8 or 9
no,
friends.
He's saying, but anyone who would listen this long doesn't have 8 or 9 friends.
What are you saying? No, but the problem is
Eric's favorite part of the podcast.
The problem is I know everybody that listens this long, and all their 8 friends are the same guys.
It's all 8 of them are.
Yeah, they're all, and they listen on one fucking phone, so it only counts as one listen.
How poor are these people? They have one phone between them.
They're not
15,000
in your checking account. I cannot continue to say how much money I have in my checking account. This is the only time. I got to make an adjustment. You know what they say? Money talks, wealth whispers.
Here's the thing. You've gotten much better at keeping secrets, but now you just reveal way too much about yourself.
I'm good. Yeah.
You're like you've traded. You're like, okay, I won't tell secrets, but I will tell everybody
my address,
every possible,
my fears. Yeah.
Break into his car. There might be a French horn in it worth $5,000.
No, not yet.
What would you buy if you had it? What's on your money list?
What are you doing? The podcast? We got to stop.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No. I mean, this is great. We'll have you guys back.
Okay.
Is it okay if I say that, Rob? One time I said, well, I'll make sure to have you back, and Rob gave me shit for like 3 minutes on the podcast.
Because he didn't say, I'll make sure to have you back. Then he started to explain how he wouldn't have us back, probably not together. Like he started to discuss how he would schedule.
Well, you have a very specific philosophy. You like to build connections between the same two people on your podcast over and over again, it seems like, right?
Yeah, I'm switching it up a little bit, but for a lot, I do like it when people, I don't know. I think it just creates a comfortable environment.
But some people they like to freshen it up.
Yeah.
I see that you took the wrapping off.
Yes.
I'll do that too.
Well, no, then you.
I'm not sponsored by Pure Life, so I don't want to give them a free shout out.
I am, so that's why I love.
I'm like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not going to put the drink up here and let them get free advertising.
I noticed when we will get out on this. When Baker Mayfield lost, he's a free agent after the season. Didn't wear Buck shit in his post game.
Oh, really?
Which is smart. He wasn't talking shit on the Bucks, but he goes like, "You want me to wear?" I think he was in his head going, "You want me to wear Buck shit? You can sign me to a fucking contract."
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just wearing fucking. He had some Miracle City shit on.
I mean, why would they not sign? I mean, I don't know what
he was fucking great this year.
I can't imagine they're gonna do better than him next year.
Yeah. Aalap, are you a football guy?
No. I've been very quiet.
He's
on
basketball.
The football side. I'm a basketball guy.
Basketball guy, golf guy.
No, not golf guy.
Well, you like to play golf.
Well, I would like to play golf if you guys want to play golf, but basketball, I'm like more of a player guy than a team guy.
Yeah, but we're going to go to Clippers games.
Yeah, we should go to a Clippers game.
Oh, Clippers games, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Clippers are fucking cheap.
Can we do a live podcast from the Clippers game?
And they got the new stadium.
When do the Clippers get that new stadium rolling?
I feel like it's like this spring.
They're about 15,000 short.
Oh, yeah. They're looking for investments.
Hey, let's finish up that stadium. We walked by it when we went to the Rams game, and it looks fucking small.
Yeah, it's like built, I think, down into the ground.
It looks fucking weird, like as an actual construction, because we had to walk kind of like around half of it. We were like, this place looks like a fucking arena football league.
But it always looks small. I mean, the Nets stadium in Brooklyn looked that way too. I think it's because it's built into the ground.
Yeah.
So like you go in, you're expecting.
I think it's also because they're building it on top of poor people, so they're trying to
not
make
anymore. Inglewood, those people ain't poor.
Well, no, the people who owned houses there are not poor, but the people who they displaced.
Yeah, you're right.
Were
Probably
poor.
low-income housing that they bulldozed.
Yeah. No, I did a whole expose on the Barclay Center.
This used to be a journalism podcast.
No. I used to have an old show in New York where we would do like John Oliver style things, but before, John Oliver stole it from me.
He stole it from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him talking about it. Yeah. I saw this.
His Metro section was
the
a
show
big,
at 1 and 1 or wherever it was.
Guys, thanks for coming on.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank you.
having us, Eric.
Yeah, it was fun.
Bye.
Bye.